So you probably know who this guy is just by his face alone. It is, of course, Jeffrey Epstein. He took his life back in 2019. 2019, we're coming up to 6 years since he took his life, which is scary how quick that's gone, but also scary how it's been 6 years and we've had 2 presidents, technically. I mean, this is the Mr. Trump coming back in for revenge, I guess, that haven't released the file. So what's been the hold up here? Well, not so much anymore. Apparently today we are going to get more of a list of Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this is the logs and the names. I'm not expecting it's going to be the full names, and I will expect that people that are very high profile won't be on the list. I don't know if these are the names that have been officially released or these are the names that have been assumed to be on it. But we have here the country bull was head of state. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 country head of states from Israel. 1, Bill Clinton from America. 1 from Tony Blair from Britain. Tony Blair, if you don't know, he was around like the late 90s, early 2000s. He went into Iraq with Bush. So that's who Tony Blair is, head of Labour at the time. Illegal war. Prince Andrew we got here, which we already knew about. Hillary Clinton, you know, we knew about these. I didn't know about Tony Blair. But a lot of these other people I just don't particularly know. Kevin Spacey, Bill Gates, we kind of knew about. Maxwell is his accomplice who's actually in prison at the moment. Henry Kissinger, I know of him. But most of these other people, I'm assuming they're going to be part of American politics or politics around the world. This guy here is part of MIT. So the gold highlighted names are billionaires. As you can see here, they're billionaires. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 billionaires have come here. 21. So it's funny, I saw on TikTok there's a meme where it's just like, when billionaires are bored of killing people and exploiting people, and it's Kaka reading from, I think, the Champions League, and there's a football team called Young Boys. So yeah, it was pretty funny. You can tell from my monotone voice there, it was pretty funny. So they are looking to release this list. I don't know if it's going to be the full names or what, or who's going to be redacted, but it may just be a, look, this is what we're doing. We're releasing something for you guys. He. Maybe it's trying to take away JFK files being released, MLK, RFK files, giving them some time to kind of think what to do with that. Maybe, you know, it's not as easy as it seems to be to just release them, which I don't understand why. It's a criminal case that Maxwell has been found guilty of, and Epstein would have been found guilty of, with so many loops and holes into it that, you know, realistically now being called a conspiracy theorist is a load of BS, because we know he didn't commit. We know he didn't do that. There's too many anomalies for it to happen. So there's definitely something that they've covered up. And I think a lot of the time in the past, people would just move on. You look at other major events that have happened since 2019. I don't know if I think COVID was 2020. You've got the invasion of Ukraine from Russia, the Israel-Palestine conflict. But a lot of people don't particularly care enough about those individual things to forget about what's happened here. You know, people are more cognitive on, yeah, I can care about Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, COVID, but also I can care about Epstein. You're not getting away with this. But that's what my feelings is anyway. Like, you can't just get away with not listing these names when there's been an incredible amount of claim to what's happening on that island. And especially you look at like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was plastered all over the news, all over social media, with reports of him being a human trafficker or a sex trafficker and all these other allegations, yet there wasn't actual full proof. I'm pretty sure late last year Didcot couldn't submit, it was like enough reliable information, or they found out they're actually lying or misrepresenting information, which then got thrown out of the court. I just don't understand why this isn't something that we can push forward straight away 6 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Why is it taken 6 years on since he was found deceased in his jail cell? So interesting that when they want to go after someone, they'll go after them. I'm not saying all the Matrix this, the Matrix that, but when someone gets accused of something individually and the mainstream media doesn't like them, all of a sudden they can jump into that and release anything they want on that person and pull the full ammunition. Yet when it comes to this, it's like, why is it taking 6 years? So what we know so far, okay, we know Maxwell, she was on the list. Prince Andrew was on the list there. Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. Trump has come out and said he's not my friend. Trump does that. He says, oh, he's not my friend, but at the time he was my best friend. We know about Clinton, David Copperfield, John Connolly. Police detective, though, gone. New York police detective turned investigative journalist who investigate. Oh, okay, so that's a good thing. I was about to say, but detective go in there? You're taking the piss? Leonardo DiCaprio. It's interesting because he's so against global warming, but when it comes to going on an island where it puts Diddy freak parties probably to shame, he's all there. He's like, fire up my private jet. Yes. Al Gore, once again, against global warming, but decided to go there. Richard Branson, he's head of Virgin. Stephen Hawkins, we knew about that meme with apparently like the small people, what they called dwarfs. They apparently some interesting things happened there with Stephen Hawkins. We know about the former Israeli Prime Minister, Michael Jackson, not surprised. Kevin Spacey, I mean, considering the allegations that got thrown at him, not so surprised, but he was really good at House of Cards. George Lucas, not really surprised. That sounds like a guy from Star Wars, like Jar Jar Binks. A lot of names. So Mick Jagger's wife, I'm assuming Bruce Willis. I'm assuming Mick Jagger might be on this. Cameron Diaz. We get a lot of these names, you know. Chris Tucker, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. went on there. Ooh, damn. But all these lists of names here doesn't mean that they actually went to like the freak parties and all this stuff. Like, Jeffrey Epstein obviously had a lot of power and a lot of control. And it could be the fact that RFK Jr. or Tom Hanks or Kevin Spacey went there. There's a lot of doctors. What the hell? Virginia. Retreat to Virginia. Who the hell is this? Oh, it's this girl here with Prince Andrew. Okay. Who they could have just went there for the sake of even Leonardo DiCaprio or anyone on this list, to be brutally honest with you. Even Prince Andrew, if it was the case. But I think these are the names. These here are the names that have been put forward by someone saying it. Someone like Virginia Giraffe. Jufrey. Interesting second name. So this person here especially needs to find justice. There needs to be justice here, which it's just insane. 6 years on and there's still no justice. Like, you'd be banging your head against the bloody wall. But some of the things that have been proven to be that they were here were text messages like this. So Joanna Schogberg. So Prince Andrew has rejected any wrongdoing, including his latest statement with Miss, who is Virginia, I can't pronounce her surname, who was the girl beforehand. In that settlement, Prince Andrew has said he regrets his association with Epstein and commends the bravery of Virginia and other survivors standing up for themselves. At one point, Ghislaine told me to come upstairs and we went into a closet and pulled out the puppet, the caricature of Prince Andrew, and what did the puppet look like? It looked like him, and they decided to take a picture of it, in which Virginia and Andrew sat on a couch. They put the puppet on Virginia's lap, and I sat on Andrew's lap, and they put the puppet's hand on Virginia's breast. Andrew put his hand on my breast, and he took a photo. Interesting, so there's a photo here. Maxwell told you to give a massage to Bill Richards. Correct. What did Maxwell tell you to give a massage to Bill Richards? When? I don't know dates. Bill Clinton, there's no text messages here. Donald Trump. Of course, there's none for Clinton, but for Trump. As we were flying, Jeffrey said, why don't you go sit in the cockpit to check out the landing? So we were sitting there, and the pilots told me to go back and tell them that we can't land in New York and that we were going to have to land in Atlantic City. Jeffrey said, great, we'll call up Trump and we'll go to, I don't know, recall the name of the casino, but we'll go to the casino. So she never gave a massage to Trump. The document contains no alleged wrongdoing by Trump. Okay. Michael Jackson, did you ever meet anyone famous when you were with Jeffrey? I met Michael Jackson. Oh, really? And where was that? At his house in Palm Beach. And Jeffrey's house in Palm Beach. Did you massage him? No. So these are things that are like supporting this. Like, oh, at least this person isn't saying, even with Trump in the media, the person is saying, I didn't massage him. So there's going to be some validity there, because it could be very easy. Oh yeah, Trump did massage me, and people going, here's a little bit of money. So there's some validity there. Not everybody is getting massages, but Bill Richards is. Who's a New Mexico governor. So Bill Clinton testified that Epstein told her that Mr. Clinton liked them young, referring to girls. Another woman in Virginia who brought the lawsuit at the heart of the court documents also mentions the American politician several times. Although she makes no allegations against Mr. Clinton, she was trying to get him to testify under oath about his relation with Epstein, describing him as a key person. She's previously said Mr. Clinton visited Mr. Epstein's island, but in the court documents, both Maxwell and Epstein disputed this. There's also no record in the pilot logs of Mr. Clinton going there. Mr. Clinton himself has said he flew on Epstein's plane 4 times, including twice to Africa, because they worked together on humanitarian projects. But those meetings took place before the financier came under investigation, she said, and he had no knowledge of crimes. What? There's some other names that are just going to be repeated. Did Mick Jagger show up? Is this even in order? It's not even in order. So this treacherous human being who's a billionaire that probably had ties to forms of intelligence services and powers that normal people don't have due to his wealth and potentially blackmailing of the activities that happened on his island. I don't know who's going to be on the list. I don't know what it's going to reveal. I don't know what they're going to hide. But there needs to be answers for the crime that this guy committed and the people associated with Epstein. Even if it's people that potentially I like. Potentially I think Tom Hanks is a good actor. I think Kevin Spacey's a good actor. But if these people have committed these atrocities on this island and just fought to get away with it, especially when you see them and they're like, we need to fight against injustice. Yes, and Hanks, we need to fight against injustice. Hanks. You know, like, if that's the case, and you're sitting there saying we need to fight about injustice while you're also then going to Epstein's island and doing these atrocious things, why is it the fact that an actor or someone famous has more pull in what we do and what we say? You're an average person. You're like me, but because you excelled at something, and maybe you're not the best at it, but you excelled at something enough to have £100 million in your bank account and celebrity status, that all of a sudden you can tell me what I should do and what I should feel. But then at the same time, you're not doing an oopsie. You know, you're not going, look, man, you need to eat well, you need to sleep well, you need to drink a load of water, and then you yourself, who's given that advice, eats well in the morning, eats well at lunch, and then gets a takeaway, and then 4 hours sleep because you're trying to defeat capitalism or this forever ending punishment of going to work for 8 hours and then 8 hours sleep and then 8 hours stand up, and you want to reshuffle that and then regret it completely in the morning. I'm also for capitalism, by the way. I'm not trying to say I'm not, but you know, it's like that's an oopsie. Like, oopsie, whoops, he didn't follow his advice. This is a major, like, that's that isn't an oopsie. That's me turning into a caveman, man. But regardless, there's going to be more actors, there's going to be more politicians, there's going to be more billionaires, there's probably going to be more world leaders. And it's interesting, there was like 4 world leaders from Israel. What the hell? Didn't Epstein have connection to Mossad? So they also got 2 of them got the same name. How interesting. Let me know down below what you think of the list it's going to be. I'll create a video tomorrow about the list that's being revealed and give my honest opinion if they're holding back stuff. But yeah, this has been M3P. I appreciate you guys stopping by. we must put an end to these atrocities that are just getting away because they are rich, famous, or have some form of power. They're just an average human being. They bleed the same as us, they die the same as us, they live the same as us, they have the same thought processes, I would say. Probably not that if they're going to an island and abusing young girls, and potentially young boys, and taking advantage of vulnerable people, let's just say, as a collective. So yeah, you have a limited wealth, a limited power, a limited fame, and it's still not good enough. People get up every single day, they wake up, they're so tired, they go to work, they can barely afford to eat, and they get home, and then they look at an Instagram post saying, we need to stop this establishment, we need to stop discrimination, we need to stop prosecution of innocents. Hanks!